This is the first of the 4 Parshas, right?
Getting close.
Parshas Shkolim. Why do we read this Parsha right before Rosh Chodesh Adar?
That you're ready to give the gelt.
Why? So the Gemara in Megillah says, Haman gave Shkolim to try to bribe the king to murder the Jews. So we fight shekel with shekel. God says, give a machtas a shekel, and this will neutralize Haman's shkolim that he gave to murder the Jews.
Like we do when we walk backwards and forwards in tefillah. That's kind of like...
Right, Haman gave shkolim in the month of Adar to murder the Jews. So right before the month of Adar, we read Parshas Shkolim that our machtas a shekel will neutralize Haman's shkolim, that he bribed the king to murder the Jews. So again, the tikkun comes, this Shabbos is Parshas Shkolim.
Yeah.
Thank you. This Shabbos is Parshas Shkolim. It's also Mavorach Machodesh Adar. So why do we read Parshas Shkolim before the month of Adar? Because Haman gave Shkolim to murder the Jews in the month of Adar. So Gemara Megillah says we should read Parshas Shkolim that our machtas hashekel will neutralize Haman's shkolim that he gave the king. So therefore we read the machtas hashekel, and that will neutralize Haman's bribe to the king. We fight shekel with shekel, shkolim. So page 276, that's the maftir that we read this Shabbos. When you lift up the Jewish people by their senses, there'll be a kofer. What's the kofer? A ransom. That this shkolim will save them from Haman's evil decree. The Torah is anticipating. So I'm giving you the additional meaning that our machtas hashekel will be the ransom to save us from Haman's evil decree. Tzedakah tatzal mimaves, right? Who said that? Pasuk in Mishlei. Tzedakah tatzal mimaves. Person can redeem himself from death with giving tzedakah. Okay? So, look at Rashi Kisisa, Loshen Kabbalah. What does Kabbalah mean? To receive a tally. Kitargumai. Uncle is translated Kisisa to kabel. Keshetach boitz lekabel schum minyanam ladas kamahem. When you want to know the minion of the census, al timne mil galgoles. Do not count them by head. Elo yitnu kol echad machtas hashekel. Every person should give a machtas hashekel. The timna shakolim, and you'll count what? The shkolim. The teidem minyanam, and then you will know what? The numbers. Okay? Then you'll know the numbers.
So she was there? So she was now there in the census? Yes.
Luya b'hem negeh.
Excellent.
There shouldn't be a plague. What does a plague got to do with a census? Shaminyan sholet boy ayin hara. Because when you count Jews, loyalenu, there could be an ayin hara. But Devra bo'aleim, when a plague comes, like the corona.
Like what?
Corona. What's the plague called today? Corona?
Yes,
Corona. Va'dever k'moshe metzinu b'mei dov. It's amazing how the Parsha of the week always speaks to current events of Yaakov. I couldn't make this up. Dever means a plague. That's current events, isn't it? It's amazing that Rashi speaks about. That's pretty incredible, don't you think? Current events. Page 276. Rashi. Dever is a plague. An epidemic. Wow, pretty amazing current events, wouldn't you say? So therefore, the Torah says to prevent an epidemic, you should use shkolim and not count, because an ayin hara lo yalenu can break out. Why an ayin hara got to do with a minyan? Counting. Why is that? What is the connection?
I said there is no one around Am Yisrael.
What? Well, if you don't count, that's why you're not supposed to count Jews.
Yes.
You
but-
say Shia Samecha,
Yes.
right? But I'm asking, what is the connection between counting and an ayin hara? What's the kesher? The evil eye. When you have a lot and you brag about it,
What is brag?
brag, oh, boast and brag. Hey, check me out, I have so much money, I have so many people. So that, lo yaleinu, can boomerang. Lo yaleinu, a boomerang, that can lo yaleinu cause an ayin hara. Interesting, huh?
Rabbi, I have a question.
Yes, 1 second. Right, what?
Nothing to do with this.
Nothing to do with this, okay.
My daughter is not married yet.
Right. Bezat Hashem.
Yes. And she's got 30 and odd years.
She's what?
She's got 30 and odd years.
What do you
Years. Old.
She's 30 years old.
34.
Okay.
She will be going to a doctor to take an egg, or more eggs.
To freeze them.
Yes,
That she can use them later.
yes. In case
She finds somebody.
she find any, in case she needs it.
Right.
If I give her money for this,
Right.
can I consider this as myself or not?
That's a very good question. That's a very good question.
You can ask me
What?
in the following days.
What do you think about it, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Well, no schar limud, that you take meiser money. When you pay for your child's Torah education, that comes off of meiser money. But here, there's a whole different shaila.
Yeah.
This is some shaila. But you can use a meiser. You think about it. But this way, she'll be able to have kids later on.
Yeah.
She gets her eggs frozen, right?
It's not very cheap.
It's expensive, I know. Figure. Okay, let me think about it.
Okay.
Very good question, by the way. Good question. Yeah. Okay, so the mitzvah of Machtas HaShekel. So King David forgot this halacha? Very strange. This halacha, he counted the Jews. In the book of Samuel 2, chapter 24. And a epidemic broke out, a plague, thousands of Jews died. Vadever bo aleim, kamo shemetzinu b'mei David. When he counted the Jews. So the Ramban says he thought that the problem in Ayin Hara is only where? In the Midbar. In Eretz Yisrael, there's no problem. That's what he thought.
Rambam.
The Ramban saying that David HaMelech thought that this Isser of not counting Jews is only in the Midbar. Once you come to Eretz Yisrael, there's no more risk of Ayin Hara. That's what he thought. But he was very wrong. Pasuk Yud Gimel, Ze Yitnu. This is what they shall give. Kol oiv apikudim machtis ha-shekel v'shekel ha-kodesh. Esrim geira ha-shekel machtis ha-shekel trumal Hashem. So how much is the shekel? Esem gera. What's a half? Esa gera. What does Esa remind you of? The Ten Commandments, no? So what's the word zeh? Zeh means to point with a finger. So Rashi says, look at Rashi, zeh yitnu, hereloi kimin matbeya shel eish. God showed him a fiery coin. Umishkola machtas shekel, and how much did it weigh? Half a shekel. He said, kazeh yitnu. Why did God show him a matbeya shel eish, Yaakov? What did he show him? The machtas shekel was made out of fire. What was it made out of? Silver.
It can burn.
But why not show him a silver matbeya?
Depends how you use it.
So God was teaching him that money is like fire. Fire can be constructive, but it can be destructive.
He also
Depends how you use fire.
Hashem showed Moshe
Right,
the menorah,
right,
the fire, didn't he?
right. Why not of gold? The menorah is not made out of fire.
Right.
So now we're talking about why he showed him a fiery coin, not a silver coin. So that's what the Bnei Yissaschar, my great-grandfather, says, that money is like God was teaching him, that money can be like fire. If it's managed, it can be constructive. If it's not managed properly, it can be very destructive. So be careful how you spend your money, honey. Esrim Gera, so half of it is Esser, right? So how old do you have to be to give a baftas a shekel? How old? Look at Pasuk Yud Daled.
כל העובר על פקודים מבין 20 שנה ומעלה, ייתן תרומת אדוני.
So look at Rashi Yud Daled, Mibin Esrim Shon Mamala.
לבך כאן שאין פחות מבין 20 יוצא לצבא, ונמנה בכלל אנשים.
So here you learn that less than 20 you're not drafted. Only when you're 20 years old, because Bezin Shalmala only begins punishing you when what? When you're 20, right? So there's a mitzvah to give machzah shekel. When does it kick in? How old do you have to be?
20.
So, okay, it's not so simple. Okay. 1 second.
It means at the end of the 20th year or the end of the 19th year.
Only when you hit 20. But the Rambam and the Ramban hold that the mitzvah to give machzah shekel kick in when you're 13 years old. Just like all the other mitzvahs of the Torah begin when you're what? 13. So the Rambam's opinion is that the chiyuv to give every year machzah shekel begins at 13, like all mitzvahs in the Torah. But over here, the pasuk over here is speaking about also, it's a draft to know how many people they are for the army.
But he said Terumat Hashem.
Trumat Hashem, and this is a truma.
It doesn't speak of.
Yeah, it says over al pekudim. You see, it says over ish. Kol over al pekudim. That's the military census to know how many soldiers there are. So therefore, it's 20. But in the rest of the time, this mitzvah says Rambam to give a machzah shekel has nothing to do with a military census,
Rabbi,
and therefore the mitzvah begins at 13, like all mitzvahs of the Torah.
why should he speak of the military if it's a given that after 13 he's got to be.
They want to know how many soldiers. The Rashbam says that Moshe needed to know how many soldiers there are.
Okay.
So they use this to find out how many soldiers are only from 20. But the Rambam says that this mitzvah of machzah shekel l'doiros, which has nothing to do with the census, that begins at 13, like all the mitzvahs of the Torah. Here is an exception because we're talking about a military census also. The Chinuch disagrees with the Rambam. Very strange. The Chinuch normally follows he says Derech HaMelech. I usually go with the King's Highway. But here the Chinuch differs with the Rambam The chinuch differs with the Rambam here, and he writes that the mitzvah machzas a shekel for all time only begins what? When you're 20. Like the pasuk says. But all of the mitzvahs in the Torah begin when you're 13. Okay? Interesting.
No, you suppose at 13 you are in Seder. In 20 you were.
But 13, all mitzvahs begin when you're 13, no? So man ishtana this mitzvah. Man ishtana this mitzvah.
You must earn money in order to give machatzit shekel.
You have to earn money?
If you don't earn money, how can you give?
Well, in the old days, children went to work, no? Child labor. Wasn't there child labor? When you're 13, you're already an adult.
Rivka was working at 3.
3, right? And in Europe, the people got married at 14.
Did she get the salary?
Okay. Interesting. Okay. Pasuk Tezvav. You want to read Pasuk Tezvav?
העשיר לא ירבה והדר לא ימית. ממחצית השקל לתת את תרומת אדוני לכפר על נפשותיכם.
A rich man can give more, and a poor man can give less than a machzas a shekel. Truma. What's truma mean? Offering? Contribution? Lechaper al nafshosechem. How is the machzas a shekel a kapara? How? So Rashi wonders, how is a machzas shekel a kapara? So Rashi says, the chaper al nafshosechem. See Rashi says?
שלא תנצחו על ידי מניין.
Again, Rashi gets back to it, because if you count Jews without giving chas v'sholom, there could be lo yaleinu, an epidemic.
דבר אחר,
So this protects your soul by giving a machzas a shekel and not counting the Jew, but counting the shekel. This will protect his soul. Therefore, it's called the chaper al nafshosechem. Dover acher. Another explanation why machzas a shekel is a kapara for the soul.
לכפר נפשותיכם, לפי שרמז לכם כאן 3 תרומות, שנכתב כאן תרומת אדוני 3 פעמים.
One second, Rashi says the word Trumas Hashem is written 3 times here. Let's count.
אחד,
But 1 second, Pasuk Yud Gimel, it's written Truma Hashem. See that? In Pasuk Yud Dalet, it's written Trumas Hashem. And in Pasuk Tezvav, it's written what? Trumas Hashem. Why is it written Shalosh Pa'amim? So Rashi says, Achas.
אחס תרומת אדנים.
One was the truma for the Adonim. You know what Adonim means? The silver
Yes.
sockets. You want to see a picture?
Yeah?
You want to see a picture?
Yeah?
One, they used the silver coins and they melted it down, and they used it for the silver sockets of the Mishkan. Nice color picture here. So one, the machzas a shekel was used, the silver was melted down and used as sockets where the boards fit in. See that?
Yeah.
The nosnu kol echad ve'echad machzas a shekel. Each one gave a machzas a shekel, and they melted it down, and they used it for silver sockets to stick the boards in.
Came out of it was a certain age for a certain age.
What?
The people that had these adults,
20-year-old?
to 60?
Just been 20, from 20 to 60, yeah.
Ah.
So they melt-
600,000 machzas a shekel?
Yeah. Nachon?
That was enough to make the 100,000.
The Nosnu Kolecha Machsa Shekel, and it came to not Kikor, 100 talents of silver. Shenema v'kesef b'kudei ha'eda mi'as Kikor, u'mehem nasa adonim. And this that they made the silver sockets, they melted down. So that's one Truma L'Hashem. Shenema hi mi'as Kikor ha'kesef. Hashenis, what was the other Truma Hashem? Afi al-yedei minyan. That was also done through a census. Shemanam hukam, when the Mishkan was set up, it was another census. And each one had to give again a machzuz a shekel. Hu aminyan o'ama b'chumish pikudim. That's in Bamidbar 1. There was another census. And they had to give what? Again a machzuz a shekel. Ve'echad ha'chodesh hasheni b'shana hashenis. When the Mishkan was set up. V'nosnu kol echad machzuz a shekel. And this time they used it to buy what? Karbanos tzibur, shakol shana v'shana. And this is the mitzvah for all time. Once a year in Chodesh Adar, Bezin would announce, everyone give the machzah shekel, and with that they would buy Karbanos tzibur. This is a mitzvah l'doiros. V'ishvu hem aniyim v'ashirim.
How many carbonas comes out?
I don't know. But also truma l'nevel l'chaper al nafshe seichem. Shakabana is kapara. So that's why it says the chapel nafshe seichem. Because the machzah shekel was used to buy karbanos tzibur, and karbanos tzibur is a kapara. So therefore, the chapel nafshe seichem, v'ashlishis, and the third truma l'Hashem here, that's trumas hamishkan. There, a general offering, kamoshen ema kol meirim trumas kesef u'nechoshes lo sheyat kulam shava b'zeh. And this time, everyone can give what they want. Donation to build the mishkan, ish mas shenod v'liboy. Every person what he wanted. Unlike the other two times, it had to be dafka machzah shekel. This third truma, that was a general truma. Any person give what he wants to construct. Good morning. To construct the mishkan.
Good morning.
The incense. I don't know if that's part of the karbanos tzibur. That's probably incense too, no? Isn't that part of it? Oh, karbanos tzibur. Kapara boyim. Welcome back. Good morning.
No, but does it have to be animals? Because incense is not an animal.
So I guess they use that for also. It's a temple. What else? Where else do they buy the incense, right? Liknos ben karbanos tzibur.
What about like the kalim?
So kol shena. I think that's all.
Can you buy utensils?
If you get the Sefer Chinuch, he tells us exactly what the mouth shekel is used for.
It would be an olive.
It would be in Parshas Kisisa. In Parshas Kisisa, he tells you exactly. Parshas Kisisa.
Hello there.
So the boards were atzei shitim overlaid with gold, stuck in silver sockets. See, you have it here. You see, look. This was atzei shitim, overlaid with gold, stuck in the silver sockets, made from the melted down machzus hashekel, Parshas Shkalim. This week's parsha, the maftir. Pretty interesting, huh? Let's see what. Parshas Shkalim. The maftir is from Kings 2, chapter 11. The Torah reading of this Shabbos, in addition to the limited, contains a further moral lesson. A Jew measures his worth, his standing in the nation by having a share in the maintenance of the temple and the service taken there. The Torah shows how this theme was an extension of a great spiritual revolution in the kingdom of Judah. Queen Atalia, a vicious and wicked woman worthy of her cursed parents, Achab and Jezebel, assassinated every member of her family. It is? She assassinated every member of her family so that she could rule the kingdom of Judah.
Who's this?
Atalia, the daughter of Achab, assassinated every member of her family so that she could rule the kingdom of Judah, whose late king she had married. Only one grandson, Yoash, was saved, and he was hidden away by the Kohen Gadol Yoyada. When Yoash was 7 years old, his savior and mentor introduced him to the nation, which embraced him. As long as Yehoiada was alive, the young king remained righteous and brought about a profound improvement in the life of his people. Among his great achievements was to restore the dignity and beauty of the temple, by instituting a system of collecting funds for its upkeep. After the failure of an ill-conceived and improper plan that in effect turned the Kohanim into traveling appeal makers for the temple, the king began a new system. The people would show their love and loyalty by bringing contributions. A sorry era had ended, a bright new one had begun.
Yehoda.
Yoda was the Kohen Gadol. He saved the king Yoash. He hid him, and he proclaimed him king when he was only 7 years old. Yoda, a Kohen Gadol. This is the Haftarah we read from. Also speaks about giving shkolim for the Beda Kabayis, for the Beis Hamikdash. So that's how it ties into the Maftir reading. He had to think about the first pushka, in history. You take a look at Kings 2, chapter 12, pasuk 10. Yehoiada the Kohen took a chest, a box, drilled a hole in its lid, and placed it at the right side of the altar as one comes into the house of Hashem. So he set up a pishka there. And the Kohanim, who were overseers, put into it all the money brought to the house of Hashem. After pushka was invented. This Shabbos Maftir. Kings 12, Kings 2, chapter 12, pasuk 10. How the pushki was invented. The high priest took a box, drilled a hole in its lid, placed it at the right side of the altar. As one comes into the house of Hashem, and the Kohanim, who were overseers, put it into all the money brought to the house of Hashem. So this fits in with the Maftir, giving a temple tax. A temple tax. This is the first of the Arba Parshas that we read before Purim and Pesach. That means Purim is around the corner. This Shabbos, Rachmiel, we bench Chodesh Adar. Rachmiel. Chodesh Adar. Nachon? Mishenechnes Adar, Marbin B'Simcha. Mishenechnes Adar, Marbin B'Simcha. Why not Mishenichnas Nisan Marbin B'Simcha? What's so special about Adar? Mishenichnas Sivan Marbin B'Simcha. When we got the Torah, what's so special about Adar? V'nahapachu. V'nahapachu, I guess, right?
They're saying that Purim is more important than Pesach?
What? So that's the question I'm asking.
Next Tuesday and Wednesday.
When Mashiach comes,
Yeah.
the only holiday we'll still celebrate is Purim. Is that right?
No, not exactly right. No,
Not exactly. No.
not exactly. No. I think I spoke about that. Maybe I should talk about it. Will Purim be the only holiday we celebrate when Mashiach comes? But we know the Torah is forever.
Every day.
We know the Torah is forever, right?
Torah forever.
So how can you say the Torah will be canceled?
It won't be cancelled, it will be another interpretation.
What do you mean? You won't have to keep Pesach no more. You won't have to keep Shabbos no more. The only holiday will be Purim.
Rabbi,
It contradicts the Ani Mamin,
Rabbi,
that the Torah that we have will never change, right?
wait a while
Yeah.
and see.
No, we talk about that a few times.
What Purim?
This is an Agadic Gemara. Remember that any Agadic statement in the Talmud is not to be taken literally. The Torah Tamima deals with this question.
What Purim not Hanukkah? The birth of Ephraim.
What does it mean? It's a medrash, actually. Let's talk about it again. Will Purim be the only holiday? But it's too long of a title. Got to keep the title short, otherwise he doesn't print it. The Torah Tamim explains the strange medrash. What it means is, he says, it can't be taken literally because Ani Mamin, that the Torah we have will never change. He's saying what the medrash means, of Yaakov Goldman, he's saying what the medrash means is the miracles that instituted the other holidays will be canceled. Pesach, Shavuos, Sukkot were all instituted for supernatural events. Pesach, the 10 plagues, splitting of the Red Sea, divine revelation, magic clouds of glory. Those type of miracles will cease. But the Purim type of miracle, Derech HaTeva, that'll be forever. That's a Torah Tanima's explanation. I think he's quoting his father, the Aruch HaShulchan, the Netziv, his uncle. He quotes his uncle, I think, the Netziv, his uncle. This is what the Medrash means. Doesn't mean the Yom Tovim will be bottled, but the miracles that instituted those Yom Tovim, Yaakov, they were all supernatural. That's over. Now miracles will be like Purim. The God will hide behind the mask of nature. It's still God, but he's operating as the Purim type of miracle. To Derech HaTeva. You hear what he's saying? That's what he says. That's what the Medrash means. That's what the Torah Tamina says. Very interesting. Okay. So here's the source that Tzedakah Tasam Imavis, L'chaper al nafsho teichem. Sure, karbonos bought a kape, they bought karbonos, and a carbon is a kapara. But this is the maftir reading. Okay, let's get back to Mishpatim. Take out 2 Torahs. Rachmiel, this Shabbos you take out 2 Torahs. What do you read first? Todir Shein the Todir? Todir Koiden. First you read the Parshas of the week, right? It's amazing that the Baal Shem Tov refers to reincarnation based on this pasuk. Actually based on the Rashi here, on 234 pasuk Yud Gimel. Va'asher lo yitzada v'lehim hina liyadoi. He didn't plan to kill anybody. God made it happen to his hand. V'samti lecha makom asher yonu shama, and I'll give you a place where you can flee there. You kill somebody by accident, you didn't mean to do it. You don't know the guy from Adam, you never met him. You were chopping wood and a piece of the wood flew or the axe handle flew off and killed the guy. You don't know him from Adam. So it's a tragedy that God caused. Why would God cause such a tragedy? You never met the guy. So the way Rashi learns, the Baal Shem Tov says that Rashi is actually a alluding to the principle of reincarnation over here. Look at the bottom Rashi on 234. V'lekim ino liyadoi. God made it happen. What do you mean God caused it to happen? Why would God cause this tragic accident to happen? Why would God cause it? So Rashi says, you got that? Why did this happen from God? Why did God, seemingly innocent guy, right? He didn't know the victim. Why did God cause this to happen? Who Sha'amar David, King David says in the book of Samuel 1, Kasheyoyme Mashala Kadmoini, Vershoyim Yetzer Resha. What does Mashal mean? A parable. The parable of the ancient one. What's the parable of the ancient one? From wicked shall come forth wickedness. From evil people shall come forth what? Evil. What does King David mean in Samuel 1:24? Who's Mishal HaKadmoini? What's the parable of the ancient one? Rachmiel, who's the ancient one? Teire. You're not following me. 235 on top Rashi. Mishal HaKadmoini hu HaTeire. Shu Mishal HaKadosh Baruch Hu. God and the Torah, they are the ancient ones. HaKadmoini. And the Torah is God's Mishal. You know what he's saying? God's parable. Metaphor. Shu Kadmoini Shalayla. God and the Torah is the ancient one of the world. Where did the Torah say Mishal Yetzer Resha? Where did the Torah say from wicked people shall come forth wickedness? Our pasuk. V'lakim ino liyadai. God made it happen to his hand. What's going on over here? B'shnei b'nei Adam. Listen to this Rashi very carefully. Two people. So Baal Shem Tov says what Rashi means in a previous Gilgul. These two people met. I think it's deja vu all over again. Even though they never met now, but if one killed the other one, these people have unfinished business from a previous lifetime. Ooh-wee, ooh-wee. Previous lifetime, one guy killed Bishogeg, and the other guy killed the Mezid, and they got away with it. Or looks like they got away with it because there were no witnesses. The guy who killed somebody on Parshas died with his boots on in 103. The and the guy who killed Bishogeg never went to Miklat. And they all died peacefully in their beds. So it looks like of Yaakov, they got away with it. Amar HaKadosh Baruch Hu, what does God say? Mizamnam lepundik echad. Baal Shem Tov puts a spin on this Rashi. So God brings them back in another life cycle, and they meet in this pundak. What does pundak mean? Howard Johnson's. You ever went to Howard Johnson's? What about a Motel 6? We'll leave the light on for you. So God brings these two people back in one pundak. Zeh shoreg mezid. The guy in a previous lifetime killed somebody, what? On purpose, and didn't get punished. He is sitting underneath the ladder. V'zeh shoreg shoygeg. And the guy in a previous life cycle killed b'shoygeg and didn't get or miklat all of a sulam. He went on the ladder, and what did he do? And he fell, he tripped. And he and the ladder fell on top of this guy, Shoreg B'mezid. So Kim Tachoy said what? That the guy who killed B'mezid, he got killed. Because now they're witnesses. Eidim Yidam Olav. And the guy who killed B'shoygeg, now they're witnesses, and he goes to what? Miklat. Nimtza Zeh Shahorag B'shoygeg Goyle. Zeh Shoreg B'mezid Nerag. So Baal Shem Tov points to this, Rashi, as that Gilgul here. Pretty amazing. So where was the Ori Miklat in the Midbar Rachmiel? Where was the Ori Miklat? When they came to Pisgat Zev, they had 40. How many Ori Miklats did they have? 42 and 6.
Yes.
But what about in the midbar? Where was the Ori Miklat in the midbar? So look what Rashi says. The Santi L'chol Makom. See Rashi says?
אך במידה שיעמיד שמה, ואיזה מקום לכל טוב, זה מחנה.
Machne Levia. So in the Midbar Sinai, Rachmiel, the Machne Levia acted as an Ori Miklat. Did you know that? Someone killed somebody by Shogig in the Midbar Sinai. Where would he run from the Goyal Adam, Rachmiel? Where? Where's the Ori Miklat? In the Midbar. Machne Levia.
What is מחנה לוי?
There was Machne Shechina, Machne Yisrael, Machne Levia, right? Where the Levites camped. Didn't the Levites have a special camping around the Mishkan?
Yeah.
Where Moses and his kids lived? Surrounded. That area acted as what? Rachmiel. That area acted as what? Ori Miklat.
When we say Eshel, Ochel, Shtia,
Achila Shtia Levia.
Levia is the same Levia of here.
No, Levia means, why did she call him Levi? You're right. Why did Mama Leah, not Mama Leah, why did Mama Leah call the third son Levi? Now what does Levia mean? Attached. Now my husband become attached to me. Why? Because in those days there were no baby carriages. She had little Ruvain in one hand, and little Shimon in the other hand, and little Levi. So now hubby has to be attached to me. Not a joke. So she called the third son Levi. Now hubby will be Yalave, attached to me.
Where did they put Yehuda?
Reuben, Shimon, Levi, Yehuda. Maybe by then she got a carriage, maybe by then. Same word. Levia. Levia means escort. Mm-hmm. But also means that because when you're escorting the guy, you're attached to him. It's same in Hebrew, it's amazing language. It's escort, because when you escort the guy, my husband will escort me. That's what she meant. My husband will escort me now. He'll have to accompany me. Levia, you accompany the guest. You accompany the guest. My husband will be accompanying me now because I only have two hands. You only, right? Two hands. Interesting. So, this is the week's Parsha. Very interesting, huh? But if you premeditated murder, then even from a mizbech should take him to die. What does that mean? See Pasuk Yudalet, Rachmiel, you don't. If you plan, you lay an ambush.
What does be'arma mean?
Be'arba means with the guile.
Nirma.
Premeditated. Mm-hmm. Right? You lay an ambush. Premeditated murder. So there, even if you're a Kohen and you want to do the Avodah, you have to be taken to be executed. You see Pasuk Yudalit? Look at Rashi, Min Mizbechi. See? Im hoya Rashi, Min Mizbechi. Right column, the bottom. See that? Min Mizbechi. Im hoya Kohen. V'rotza lavod avodah tichen lamut. Even if he's a Kohen about to do the Avodah, you have to what? Take him to be executed. Won't protect him. Chof Aleph, Tezvav, right? Chof Aleph. Chof Aleph, Tezvav. Right? Someone is chayiv misa. He kills a Kohen, and he says, "Hey, I'm doing the avodah now. Go away." The sheriff comes to arrest him. Go away! Don't you see I'm busy? I'm about to offer korban to Hashem. You don't let him? You take him away, even from the altar. Wow. But listen to this. That's if he didn't begin yet. Let's say he's in the middle of the avodah.
You don't interrupt.
Then you don't throw. You start. You wait. The sheriff waits. She'im kvar hitchil be'avodah, manichin oisel ligmor, and then you take him away.
But he doesn't stop the avodah.
Amazing how you let him do the avodah. I don't understand.
He's in the middle of the avodah. He's in the middle of the avodah.
That's what I
You
mean.
don't kill him. You bring him to the judgment.
Right, but you let him finish. That's the pellet.
Until the judgment, he's not.
Okay, I hear what you're saying. You suspect it. The poskim debate: a kohen who killed somebody, the shogeg, can he do birchat kohanim?
No.
Poskim debate that.
He said that. He didn't mean to do it.
Okay.
I didn't mean to do it.
Maybe to Chani Lamut.
Why is he to call a mut and not to judge him?
Tik Chani Lamut. So the Ramban has an amazing explanation over here. The Ramban quotes a Mechilta. And there you learn out that Sanhedrin can only execute somebody when the Mizbeach is functioning. You hear? Im yeshlach Mizbeach, when you have a functioning Mizbeach. When a temple is standing, atu meimit, v'moab atu meimit. Once the temple is destroyed and Mizbeach is not functioning, Bezin can no longer execute anybody.
But
You hear the
here,
Ramban's explanation?
in this pasuk, it
Yeah.
refers.
He's giving you he's giving you an additional meaning. That Bezin can only execute somebody when the Mizbeach is functioning, i.e. when the temple is standing. Imlav,
So what do you do? In love?
and they put him in jail. Hand him over to the civil authorities.
What can they do?
Put him in jail.
Civil authorities mean in Israel there was no civil authority. Oh, yes.
No, the British, no?
No. At the time of Shlomo Melech.
There was a Beis Hamikdash,
So there was a Sanhedrin.
of course.
So why did Shlomo judge the two Zonot?
They weren't on trial for their lies. He judged them who the baby belongs to.
Was it a civil code?
Each one said the baby's mine, right?
But was
The
there
civil
a
suit,
civil,
I don't know, the civil suit.
a civil court?
There, each one claimed the living baby is hers. I guess the local Sanhedrin couldn't decide. You're asking a very good question. Why didn't they go to Sanhedrin? So you have to say they went to the Sanhedrin and they said what?
No.
Teku. So King David, Solomon said, they said, kick it up to me. Very good question. They probably went to the Sanhedrin. Sanhedrin were baffled. Rachmiel, we don't know who the living baby is. We don't know. The kingi will know. And Medrash said that a Baskol came out in Shlomo Melech's palace and he said, she's the one. the Baskol,
After the judgment.
after, before, or during, to corroborate that King Solomon was correct. They all heard the Baskol. Yeah. Makol v'imay mois yumas. Take a look at Pasuk Tezvav. If you strike a parent, mot yumat. Striking a parent and making a chabura,
Why ואימו?
either or.
למה לא או אימו?
So but in Hebrew, a vav sometimes means oh. You know that.
Yes.
Doesn't mean you have to strike them both. Rashi makes your point, my friend. Other the imoy. What does Rashi say?
למה נאמר?
No, the next Rashi. Other the imoy. Tezvav. Oizeh, oizeh. See, Rashi really asked your question. Does it mean you have to strike both your parents? No. Rashi says that the vav, Rachmiel, a vav in Hebrew, sometimes doesn't mean and, it also means what, Rachmiel? Or. See, Rashi makes the point?
בחנק.
Oizeh, oizeh. A vav in Hebrew doesn't always mean and. Here it means what? Or. Most you must bechenek. Sanhedrin 84 makes an amazing comment. Only when you strike a parent when they're alive. Let's say you strike a parent after he's dead, they cut you out of the will. You walk over to the body and you bang the body, you're potter.
You're potter.
You're potter.
כבוד לבריאה.
1 minute, let's talk. Sanhedrin 84. You're listening to me?
Yes, I am.
Because you're only chayiv if you make a chabura. And that's only by a living person. Masha ein kain, if you curse a parent even after death, you still chayiv misa. So Rashi in Sanhedrin 84 says, what's going on?
So you cannot curse him, but you can give him a patch.
Patch. Not you can't, you're not chayiv misa.
Okay.
So Rashi in Sanhedrin 84 says why? Because physical pain stops with death. When the body is dead, it can't feel no physical pain. But Rashi says a curse, the neshama feels the curse. So therefore, you chayiv misa by cursing your parent, even achamoto. Because there it's not a physical pain. That's a spiritual, emotional pain, which the neshama does feel after death. Amazing Rashi. Why a person's chayiv misa by cursing a parent after death, but not by striking a parent after death.
If you strike a person after death, he doesn't feel anything.
So you can make.
That's right, there's no physical pain.
You can also.
So therefore, you're potter from Misa. Masha Enkein, a curse, it's not physical. The neshama feels that even after death. The neshama feels that anguish. Pretty amazing Rashi in Sanhedrin that he makes that difference. Okay? Interesting. For hitting a parent, you're chayiv chenek, which is the most lenient of the 4 misas. For cursing a parent, you're chayiv skila, which is the most severe of the 4. Why is that, Rachmiel? For striking a live parent, chenek
As you said
is the
before.
easiest of the 4.
As you said before.
Because a physical wound will heal,
Yes.
but a curse will never heal.
Why if you hit a person after death?
Talk the
He
parent.
He doesn't feel.
That's why you potter. Hello? That's why if you strike a parent after death, you potter. Because there ain't no physical pain after death. But if you curse a parent after death, you still chayiv misa. Because the neshama can still feel that curse even after death.
You mean you're allowed to hit your parent after death?
Didn't say you're allowed. They said you're not chayiv misa.
No,
Please don't misquote me. Didn't say you're allowed, but you're potter from misa. Verstehen. The question is, the Ramah deals with it, if you're a doctor, can you treat your own parents by taking a needle?
I think you can.
Not so simple. Making chabura by your parent is chayiv misa.
Chai b'hem.
Let her go to a different doctor. So I remember my brother, Olav Shalom, and my mother, Aleh Shalom. My brother had to take a blood test. So when my brother did it, he had to say to her, Mama, you forgive me. She had to say, I'm moichel you, and I only allow you to do it. Otherwise, he couldn't Sprecher. But she said, I only want you to do it. I don't want nobody else, and I'm moichel you. But say it prepared. Otherwise, he couldn't take her blood.
He's a doctor.
He was.
Well, what happened
Passed away.
What happened to
Now he's together with my mother and father.
What happened
I'm
to
sure he passed away.
What
Years
happened
ago.
if she was
Can't believe
unconscious?
3 years ago. 3.5 years
What
ago.
happened if she was unconscious?
What do you mean unconscious?
You couldn't do
She
anything.
couldn't say. That's a good
What's the
question.
question?
Can you, this week's Parshas, striking your parent, Yechai Misa, can you take a blood test from your own mother?
The Rabbi, his son Yosef, he does these acupuncture.
Oh, so same
He said
time?
he wouldn't allow it. He wouldn't want his son to do the acupuncture on him.
Okay. But if the parent is Michael,
He
same
didn't
child with
allow- He didn't
acupuncture.
want his son to do his acupuncture.
Okay, so but you can be Michael.
I guess.
But after Mochel Kavodah Kavodah Mochel.
Maybe by that, no, it's like chabur is a serious. But in everything.
I remember my brother, Allah Shalom, treated my mother, Allah Shalom, to take blood. She said, I'm Michael you. Not only I'm Michael you, I only allow you to do it.
I guess.
I don't want the one that the doctor to touch me.
Yeah, I guess there's levels of him.
Right, you have to
levels of
say
that.
that.
The Rabbi was like that. So
Okay.
He was machmir in a lot of things already. It's like okay, I guess he could be moichel. Why not?
After Mochel Kavodah Kavodah Mochel.
Should Av be moichel on his covered?
Should he?
It's covered shemayim.
Hmm?
Av is
Can
a
if you
dugma
want.
of a Kadosh Baruch Hu, like.
Yeah, but he,
Melech ain't Kavodah Mochel. Right? But an Av
if he
can.
didn't do it, he never would die.
Why?
Who
Yeah,
can
see
stech
that.
Who could stech
Who could stop the Melech? That's a good question.
Should Av
Who could stech the Melech?
Stech the milk.
Who will do the blood test for the king? Melech Shmocha Kavodah ain't Kavodah Mochel.
Off with his head.
Ain't Kavodah Mochel, right? The king cannot kill Mochel on this
Let him
cover.
die if it is.
But that is his kavod to be. That's his kavod.
That's his cover to treat him, right?
That's really-
That's his cover, no? Mhm.
That's last week's parsha. That's what's the deal.
What?
Keep it up.
Yeah, but here it's but Mishpatim Makol V'Vimai Mois Yumas. So this week's parsha. Makol V'Vimai Mois Yumas. I heard a good vart. Very good vart. Keep in mind when two psukim Torah next to it has to be a great connection. Look at pasuk 235.
Every Sprecher's darsh smuchas.
Yeah. Take a look at this vart that I heard. One of my Rabbi many years ago.
What was his
I
name?
remember.
You don't remember his
One of
name?
my, I had a very good Rabbi, but he said, follow 235,
Torah
of course, long time ago. Umak Avima Mois Yumas, see that? Posik Tezvav. The God of Isha Mechorai, if you kidnap, Mois Yumas. And then Yudzai Makalo Avima Mois Yumas. Doesn't seem, why do you hack up in the mitten? You're talking about an Indian about abusing your parents. So you should have said a Makalo Avima Mois Yumas, or Makalo Avima Mois Yumas. Why do you hack up in the mitten with kidnapping for? It seems to be totally from left field. Isn't it? Gavaldi Gakasha, look.
All right, I hear it.
You hear the question.
Yeah. He
Makol
sticks it
v'vimoy
in
or makalo v'vimoy. Fine, what do you hack up in the middle from left field? Rachmiel, oh, by the way, kidnapping. What does it got to do with abusing a parent? What do you hack up? You hear the kasha? Strike the kasha.
Good one.
So he said as follows.
Who is it?
One of my rabbis, I don't remember which ones, I don't want to say.
Okay, it's
Maybe, I think it was Rav Pam.
That's
Most of my notes come from his shiur. Most of my notes come. I think it's him, because most of my notes come there. I have those notebooks from a long time ago, 1967. I was 17.
published.
No, my own notes. He said as follows, my own notes.
Do something with
Where do you think I get my shiurim from?
He has children that are Marbit's
Of course he has.
try to do something.
Of course.
with that.
So anyway, listen. He says as follows. a person that's a Baal Tshuva, he was brought up in a home that wasn't frum at all,
That's a Tzimushim.
right? And then he finds the truth. He could be very angry with his parents. You kidnapped my heritage from me. So maybe that son would be justified in cursing a parent. You kidnapped my heritage. You stole my heritage. Uzi Zohar wrote a book. We were kidnapped. The great Baal Tshuva, Uzi Zohar, you heard of him, right?
Yeah.
You know what kind of tzaddik that guy is? But he wrote a book, We Were Kidnapped. They took away our heritage. So a Baal Tshuva might think that since his parents kidnapped his heritage, maybe he's permitted to curse them. So the Torah is saying no. Even though they kidnapped your heritage, if you curse them, you're still chayiv misa. You're still your parent. And that's why the psukim are next door. Get it? Kidnap, curse. Parent kidnap your heritage. They sent you to a secular school. They didn't teach you what it means to be a Jew. So you might feel justified to curse them. Afal Pikain, don't do it. Are you getting this?
Yeah,
Good.
they didn't realize what they were doing.
But they might be angry with your parents. Read Uzi Zohar's book. Uri Zohar. Read his book. We were kidnapped. That's what he wrote. That guy was unbelievable. He was the biggest star on TV. One day he came on the show with a kippah. You know that.
Yeah.
The next day he came on wearing tzitzis. You know that.
Yeah.
Amazing guy. He made his whole family from him. He made his brother-in-law from him. He's an amazing guy. It started. He was invited to a bris. You know how it happened? I think he met
Silberman did it.
Rabbi Silberman.
Silberman.
He met Rabbi Silberman at a bris, and he heard him talking. An unbelievable story. Unbelievable. From one conversation, he went to a bris, totally secular, didn't know from nothing. He went to a bris and he overheard Rabbi Silberman speaking to somebody. He was very impressed. He walked over to him and said, "You want to hear more? Come to my yeshiva." And it just began like that. What a tzaddik this guy is. What a tzaddik. I think Rabbi Yehuda Tzadka said, if you want a bracha, don't come to me, go to him. You hear? Rabbi Yehuda Tzadka. Zera tzaddik bracha. Said, don't come to me for bracha, go to Uri Zohar.
Bracha you can take from everybody.
Amazing man. Right? So anyway, so that's why it's connected over here. Go to Visha Machorai. Most yumas. Makalo v'imay most yumas. Right? Cursing a parent even after death. Even after death. So how do you know that a doctor is commanded or allowed to heal? God made the person sick. Rapa Yerapeh. So take a look at Pasuk Yutes. And the doctor shall heal as much as he can heal. So from here you learn out that what? That the doctor is authorized. The Rambam asked about himself. The Rambam asked, how can I heal the guy? Who made the person sick?
Yes.
So what right do I have to interfere? He says, why did God make him sick? So I should heal him. Don't you get it? So it's a positive mitzvah for the doctor to what? To heal a person. V'rapo yerapeh. The Gemara in Bava Kama learns from here, Mikan shenotam rishis l'rofeh l'rapot. The Rambam says only rishus, it's a mitzvah. Not just a rishus. It's a mitzvah. Rapo Yerapeh. Ramban was also a great doctor. The Ramban. And the king shouldn't say, the Gemara, the king shouldn't say, I'm going against the decree of the king. I mean, the doctor shouldn't say. Because Baruch Hu made him sick. What right do I have to go against the king's decree? No. You're not going against the decree. And the Rambam writes, Kodesh Baruch Hu wants the doctor to be his partner. That's why the guy is sick. To give the schus to the doctor to do God's will to what? To cure him. The Rambam writes that it's a mitzvah for a doctor to cure.
Jews.
C'est normal.
Jews?
You're Jews.
Yeah.
Les gens ils viennent, ils jouent leur vie, ils jouent leur machin, ils jouent ceci, là. Chacun. Ah, t'imagines tout ce qu'ils peuvent dans l'air. Parfois ça vient buter sur les choses. C'est comme ça que maintenant. Parfois ça ne va pas.
Oh, no.
Ça détourne, ça bute.
Around town, you see these towers with big power transformers on them. And there's a sign in English and in Hebrew that says, warning, close down, stay away. Like such a newer system in Arabic. Bring your children, have them play here.
Si vous pouvez voir, ça serait très ça.
Say it down
You have some sort of, yeah. I'd be the Jewish lawyer and take him to court for that one.
there. You were.
So if you beat somebody up, you have to pay nezek, sar, ripu, sheves, boishes, right? Nezek. You cause someone physical harm. You pay nezek, sar, ripu, sheves, and boishes, right? And if you can't pay, they sell you to slavery. You pay off the debt, what? Nezek means that you damaged them. Sar, the pain. How do you estimate pain? How do you pay for pain, right? Ripui, what does ripui mean? The doctor bills. Sheves, loss of work. He can't go to work. You got to make up the wages. And Boshes, the shame that he's walking around with a busted nose now, right? So Bezna will estimate, appraise how much he has to pay.
In America, it's become a big business for the lawyers.
That what? It's not a joke in America. This burglar broke into somebody's house. I'm not joking. Talk about sodomite law. He broke into somebody's house and he fell down a flight of stairs and he broke his leg. The burglar. He sued the homeowner and he won. Are you listening to me? This is Sodom. Again, a burglar broke into somebody's house and he fell down a flight of stairs and the burglar broke his leg. He sued the homeowner who he broke into and he won.
I don't believe it.
You can Google it.
Well, you can't,
Which state?
like to make,
One state's America.
to make a burglar alarm or to burglar-proof your house, you can't booby trap. You can't booby trap your house, so it'll trap somebody or fall down.
You're saying the guy booby trapped the house? And
No, he just tripped in the
but-
house.
But there is a law like that in the United States, you can't. And another one I heard of once was, a guy broke into someone's garage, broke in through the garage,
Within the garage.
and the automatic door in the garage. And he sued the owners because there was nothing in there to eat, and he almost starved to death.
Yeah, did he win?
Apparently.
I don't believe it.
It's a story, I don't know.
Sick and getting
It's
sicker.
Bubble Mice or something.
No, this is happening. This also true. McDonald's, a lady ordered a cup of hot coffee,
Oh, well, that's true, that,
right?
Yeah.
And
well, you hot coffee, she put it,
Really hot
she's
coffee.
driving the car, she put it like between her legs to hold it, and it spilled on her and it burned her. And she sued McDonald's and it's got like $1 million.
It was
being
her
hot.
fault.
She goes to a drive-in at McDonald's and orders a cup of coffee, and it's hot, you know, and she's driving, so she was holding it with her
And she's
legs
driving.
while she's driving, and it's still,
It's her fault.
מה זה ה-18 השני? מישהו
That's
יודע,
why,
צדיק, 18
now,
השני.
if you go to McDonald's or something in America, it says right on the danger, hot.
it says danger hot. This
Sorry,
way
sorry.
they're not
It's like
responsible.
You buy hot coffee.
Gabriel,
it's like,
Gabriel, תאכל.
you know,
This way, no, this way.
לא, זה היום 18 השני.
אז מה?
בטוח זה טוב.
תריח את זה. דלורי.
נראה,
רואה שאתה...
עדיין, הכיוון שלי הכי בעייתית, אני עברתי תאונות, זה...
I like the Mendez brothers. You talk about them a little bit.
Right.
זה כאילו...
The Mendez, they killed their parents and then their lawyer said they're orphans now. So you have to have Rahmanis on them. Huh? Okay, any questions?
What is the real
Mishpat-
meaning of page 245?
245, 1 minute.
Kafvav.
245, Chavav. Loitia mashkela v'akora b'artzecha es mispa yomecha maleh. So this is a bracha. If you serve a Kodesh Baruch Hu, there won't be mashkela. What does mashkela mean? Look at Rashi. Rashi Chavav, no?
Yeah. Children could die.
Im taseh ritzoni, if you do my will, conditional promise. See that? Rashi Chavav, im taseh, if you do my will, Hashem says, if you serve God, then mashkela mapeles nefolim or koveres is benel kuya mashkela yelenu, someone who causes what's a miscarriage or yelenu, a person that buries his children, that's called mashkela. So if you do my will, I won't have to let that happen to you. Miscarriages or yelenu, burying a child. It's mispah yamecha maleh. I will fill up the days of your life. I will increase your lifespan. What does that mean? Pasuk Chavav. Pasuk Chavav.
I asked Rabbi Goldstein
Yeah,
why the Gercha comes after Bechemtecho.
yeah.
He gave a very nice answer.
What did he say?
He said, אתה עמך ותהיך וחלומתך ובכמתך.
Right.
You control them.
You control, yeah.
But the ger, you don't control him.
He's on his
הגר
own.
אשר בשערי העצים.
Uh-huh.
שי.
Uh-huh.
פה?
Uh-huh.
מפרדס חנה, ליד חדרה. זכרו לי יעקב, אני לומד פה. לא, הוא הרב הסכים לי לאוכל. לא, הייתי כל הלילה, קראתי את...
Mispah yamecha maleh.
רפרום.
אני נולד בצרפת, אבל
What is Mispah yamecha maleh?
אני קריבי.
What does that mean? I'll fill up your day. What is that? Mispah yamecha maleh, right? The number of your days I will fill up. What does that mean?
או...
The Gemara Kedushin says that Kodesh Baruch Hu is memale the years of a tzaddik day to day and month to month. What does that mean? The tzaddik will die and be born and die the same month. He lives out the full, like Moshe Rabbeinu. He was born in Zion Adar and he died in Zion Adar. So tzaddik is like David HaMelech was born on Shavuos and died on Shavuos. So God will make sure the person lives out his full cycle. Yeah. I heard a good word years ago. A very good word. Look at Pasuk Chav Hey. It starts out Lashon Rabim and switches in the middle of the Pasuk to Lashon Yochid.
Excuse me?
Look at Pasuk Chav Hey, please. It's
Page?
strange.
Page.
245, Chav Hey.
ועבדתם את אדוני אלוהיכם, וברך את לחמך ואת ימיך,
That's Meimecha.
והסירותי מחלה מקרבך.
What's strange about the verse? It starts out Lashon Rabim, and switches tenses in the middle of the verse. You never do that. Vadam Shem Lakechem, that's Loshen Rabin. And then it switches to Berachas Lachmacha, Meimecha. All of a sudden it switches to what?
Singular.
The singular. What's going on? You get a question? There's a marvelous answer. Marvelous. The Gemara in Moed Katan 28 says, Chaya bona mezoyna la b'schus etalia milsa el b'mazel. How long a person's going to live, how many kids he'll have, and the parnosa he'll have is not totally in merit, but it's totally in what? Mazel. Isn't that strange, Gemara?
Parnasa money and long.
Chaya bona mezoyna. Chaya means how long you're going to live, length of days. Bona is children. Umezoyna and parnosa lav b'schus etalia milsa doesn't depend on your schusim, el b'mazel talia milsa. Depends on your destiny. Doesn't mean luck. It means on your karma, your destiny. Okay? Get that?
But
Toysus says, Ein Mazel Yisrael. Toysus says, Ein Mazel Yisrael.
singular or plural.
So now you hit the home run. So this is Ein Mazel Yisrael. What? Mazel doesn't mean luck. It means destiny. How do you say in French destiny? Italiano.
Destino.
It's going to happen. It's going to happen. It's going to happen.
There's a lot of them.
French is destiné.
There's a lot of places on King George Street. The name of it is Melech HaMazel.
So you listen to the beautiful Vart over here. Toysa says, Ein Mazel Yisrael. What are you talking about? So the difference between Yochid and Rabbin. So Toysa's answers, are you getting this? Wow, I got to write this down myself. Ein Mazel Yisrael, Rachmiel. So I'm mixed up. So Toysa says there's a difference. Ein Mazel Yisrael. There's a difference between a Yochid and what? A Yochid and what? And a Rabbin. So he found it in this pasuk. Look. Berachas Lachmacha. What is Lachmacha? That's Mezayna. I'll bless your parnasa, right? I'll bless your parnasa. Loitia mashkela v'akara, you'll have children. Mispa yamecha maleh, you're going to live long. If you become a tzibur man, if you work for the tzibur, if you attach yourself to a tzibur and become a tzibur man, that's Loshen Rabin, then your parnasa, your kids and life, amaleh, you can rise above your mazel. Isn't that amazing? As mispo yamecha amaleh, you can beat your destiny. If you become a person that works for Hashem Elokechem, Avadatem, for the rabbin, then your pranasa, lachmachos, your pranasa, Latia mashkela, your children, mispo yamecha amaleh, then that you can rise above your mazel. If you serve,
Whose is this?
one of my, many years ago, Rabbi Goodman, I heard this from him, and he says, this is what Toysus means, Ayin Mazel Yisrael, Yochid B'Rabbin. The Yochid is stuck with Mazel. But if you become a Rabbin person, then you can rise above your Mazel and change your destiny.
Well,
What?
I've seen in my life
Yeah.
3 different Rosh Kehillah
Right.
who are really very special person.
Right. And they had bad mazel?
Very bad mazel. Not bad mazel, very bad mazel.
Doesn't always work. Hmm?
How many tzitzis have you got?
5.
Huh?
5 ici.
5 pair of tzitzis?
Scheinberg had many more. I think he had.
I do.
Scheinberg had how many?
No.
Like 50, right?
You wore 5 pairs.
5?
מה
1919.
היתרון?
1919.
מה היתרון?
He's warm. They're all wool.
They're all the same or they're all different?
Can you translate Exodus 19:19 for me?
They are different.
19:19.
Exodus.
Exodus 19:19.
Because-
Shemos you test,
You
you
make the
test.
bracha after one,
Only make on one.
after the first one,
Only on one.
not after the last one.
No. 19:19. Can you read it slowly to me?
I'm getting there. Wait a minute.
Thank you. Shmot you tet, you tet.
Yeah.
Shmot you tet, you tet.
You say that again. And when the voice of the shofar sounded long and became louder and louder, Moshe spoke, and God answered him by a voice.
What does that mean? What do you mean Moshe spoke and God answered him by a voice? So let's look at Rashi.
Moshe Medaber.
Lakim yanenu b'kol, right?
Yeah.
What does that mean? What does Rashi say?
Oh, they were saying he was answering or...
Well, let's see what Rashi says. What do we have to guess? Moshe Yadaber. See Rashi in the bottom of the right column? Kishoya Moshe Medaber.
נשמיע דיברות
If Moshe would speak and let the Jews hear the commandments to Israel,
שלא שמעו.
they only heard from God. They only heard from God the first 2. What about the other 8? Rachmiel. HaKadosh Baruch Hu Messiah, God amplified his voice. Losais boy koyach liyos koyloid magbir nishma. So millions of people were able to hear Moses' voice when he spoke to the other 8. God gave him the voice to speak to millions of people. Because from God they only heard the first 2. What about the other 8? Who they hear from, Rachmiel? Moshe, but how can he didn't have a microphone? There are millions of people there. So Kush Baruch Hu Messiah, God assisted him. He gave him this extraordinary koach, lios koiloi magbir v'nishma, without an amplifier. Yanenu b'koil, yanenu al devar hakol, kmo ashe'ana b'eish, al devar eish lavidoi. Okay? So Hashem amplified his voice. Koiloi shal Moshe. That all the people were able to hear him, huh? The word Erchen says that he sang it. This is how you learn Shirim and Torah. Moshe was a Levi. He sang the 10 Commandments. Ay, 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 dam, dam, da, 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 da. Erchen, page 11. V'lakim yanenu b'koil. So the Gemara says, Menayin lika Shirim and Torah. Here, v'lakim yanenu b'koil. Al iskei koil. God gave him a beautiful singing voice, and he sang the 10 Commandments. Are you getting this? Erchen, page 11, because Moshe was a Levi. You hear what he's saying over here? He sang Shirat Leviim. Wow. That's pretty amazing. They sang the 10 Commandments? Nothing captures the heart like a song. Never heard that expression? Nothing captures the heart like a song? Never heard that? Come on, you must have heard that. Yaakov, you never heard that? nothing captures the heart like a song. Come on. So this is the source. The Gemara in Eruvin says Moshe was a Levi, and this is the source for Shira min HaTorah.
Every day we say that Moses sings or sang.
That
He will sing.
he will sing.
But we know he's a singer.
No,
Okay,
we know he will sing.
but here,
He will be a singer.
but he sang then, and he sang again. We'll sing.
Singers run in my family.
Wow, pretty interesting. Look at Rashi here in this week's Parsha. Rashi says, "Ein mugda mucha b'Torah."
Why
This
can't
week's
fish?
In this week's Parsha, look at page 246, Pasuk Aleph. Rashi wonders, this Parsha should have been in Israel. What's it doing here? 246, yeah.
עלה אל אדוני, אתה ואהרון, נדב ואביהו, בשבי מזקני ישראל, והשתחוויתם מרחוק. רבה.
24:1. Rabbi Yaakov Goldberg, can you read 24:1 slowly?
And he said to Moshe,
Capital H?
yeah,
He. God said, right? Capital H?
come up to the Lord, you and Aaron, Nadab and Abihu, and 70 of the elders of Israel, and worship from far away.
So when did this Parsha, what's this Parsha doing here? This Parsha should be where? Where, Rabbi Yaakov? In Yisrael.
This section was, Rashi.
So Rashi said, look what Rashi says over here.
It's out of
Yes. Parsha zu nemra koydem asher sadibros. Ein mugda mucha b'Torah. Torah is not written in chronological order. Because this Parsha was actually said on the 4th of Sivan, 2 days before Rachmiel, the main event. So why is it over here? Rachmiel? To mix me up?
Yep.
No, not to mix me up.
So here is Yitro speaking.
Why is it there?
So he was there before Matan Torah.
No, but why is this Parsha? God said to Moshe, come up to me to get the tablets. So why is this in Mishpatim? It should be where? In Yisrael. This Parsha should be in Yisrael. Rashi doesn't say why, he just says, Ein mugda mucha b'Torah. But that begs the question, Rachmiel, beg. That just begs the question, why is it written out of sequence? So the great Klaus Soloveitchik has an amazing explanation. You sitting down? You're sitting down, right?
Mm-hmm.
Vel Moshe ma'alei al Hashem. If he was only talking to Moshe, it wouldn't be in the Torah. Who's he talking to you? Me and you and me, so happy together. Torah is for all of us. Moshe is just the message to deliver to us, but he's speaking to us. Sprecher says, Alei al Hashem. If you want to really have an aliyah to Hashem, first you have to learn Parshas Mishpatim, how to act ben Adam lechaveroi. Only then can you Alei al Hashem. So that's why this Parsha is written out of sequence. If you want to really have an aliyah to Hashem, first you have to conduct yourself. First learn Parshas Mishpatim. What's Mishpatim all about? Ben Adam lechaveroi. When you've learned that, only then are you Alei al Hashem.
Why don't they start
Only
teaching
then are
the
you ready.
children?
Isn't that amazing?
So why don't they start teaching the children Mishpatim?
Good question. Why do they start Vayikra? Yovoi taharim yisasku b'taharis. The children are pure and occupy themselves with pure karbonos, right?
How can you understand purity?
Yovoi taharim yisasku b'taharis. Right? So I gave you an explanation. Why begin with Vayikra? Oh, I'm glad you asked. Little children, what do you think? They have nightmares. Shechting animals and spritzing the blood. That's what you want to teach little kids? They're going to freak out. That's your question, right?
Mm-hmm. No. Okay. It's also.
Why is there a minhag Yisrael to begin teaching kids Sefer Vayikra? The answer will change your life, but you got to fasten your seatbelts for the answer. First, fasten your seatbelts. You don't want the little kid to have nightmares about shechted animals, skinning, cutting it up, spritzing the blood. What? So the answer is as follows, Rachmiel. Let's go to the video text here. Let's take a look. Why you begin with Vayikra. Okay. Let me find the verse. Page 316, Aleph. You should begin learning kids with Leviticus 2, I think, not Leviticus 1.
The nefesh.
V'nefesh ki takle kov mincha l'Hashem. Almost says Rashi, loy nemar nefesh elo b'mincha. Mi darkle is not mincha. Who brings a mincha? An ani. Omar Kodesh Baruch Hu mala ani olav kilo hikar nafshoy. A little child has to know that to have respect for a poor person. You learn if you have money, respect him if he's poor. God says the poor person, he brings me a little flour and oil, I consider if he brings me his own nefesh. That's how dear aniyim are to Kodesh Baruch Hu. That's what a little child has to learn. To respect the ani, not to look down on nobody. The nefesh ki takte kol mincha l'Hashem. Only by a carbon what? Mincha. And before that, Pasuk 3:15 deals with a carbon oif, a pigeon. A pigeon. 3:15 Pasuk Yud Zayin. Right? You have to burn the pigeon with all the feathers. And that's called Reach Nechoach Hashem. Rashi says, what kind of Reach Nechoach? You ever smell burning feathers, Rachmiel?
Doesn't get any advantage.
What kind of Reach Nechoach? Says Rashi. Look at Rashi. This is a little kid. Kenof of? 3:15. Notes of mamash with all the feathers. A person who smells burning feathers is ready to throw up. There. How could God call that Reach Nechoach Hashem? So why did God want the Kohen to what? Burn who brings a bird offering? A poor person. Kedeshia mizbeach soiveya umuhudar bekodesh shaloni. The little kid has to learn. The poor person, he feels so bad. You're going to flick the bird, there'll be nothing there. So God says, spread out the feathers on the altar, make it look full. You have to suffer to give the oni his dignity. That's Judaism. Little kids have to learn. To give dignity even to the lowest member of society. Even an ani who can only afford a bird, or even not even a bird, flour and oil. You have to treat him with respect and dignity. That's lesson number 1 of Judaism. That's why you begin this teaching kids. Are you with me on this? Sensitivity to the poor person. That's Yahadut Rachmiel. Dignity, sensitivity, even to the lowest members of society. That's lesson number 1 that Yiddish kinder have to learn. You like my explanation?
Yes.
Okay. כדי מזבח סובע, מהודר, בקרבונו של עוני. You start flicking the bird and left with nothing. He feels like a nevish. Make him feel good, the Kohen has to get nauseous. Make the only feel good, the Kohen has to get nauseous. How do you say nauseous in Italian? Pretty amazing message, no? pretty interesting.